Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei LA Noire. Wir sind in einem neuen Fall, die nackte Stadt.
Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Okay, ja, die nackte Stadt. Wir haben beim letzten Mal schon die Leiche und den Tatort begutachtet und sind jetzt auf dem Weg zum Arzt des Opfers, sagen wir es so. Dr. Stoneman, da müssen wir jetzt hin. Und da sind wir jetzt auch. Dr. Stonemans Praxis um 14:56 Uhr. Wenn da schon so ein Fenster auf ist, dann ist irgendwas rausgeschmissen worden. Nicht? Okay. Hätte ich jetzt gerade schwören können, wenn die schon so auf dieses Fenster hinweisen. Aber nein, dann eben nicht. Dann gehen wir jetzt rein und schauen mal. Ganz oben. Letzter Raum.
Here, Stoneman, Office 505.
Aber es gibt zum Glück einen Aufzug. Die kennen auch nur wirklich entweder ganz oder gar nicht.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
So, und dann 505. Wahrscheinlich ganz am Ende. Ja.
Yes, sir, your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Ach so, Sie sind der Patient. Ich dachte, Sie wären der Doktor. Hi.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Coole Stimme.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Sicher? Ach
You didn't
komm.
like her, did you?
It wasn't a question of like, Detective. She was incredibly beautiful. When you looked in her eyes, you knew how a mouse felt before a snake. Not an ounce of warmth there.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Sie wollte ihr Gewicht.
We believe Ms. Randall died of an overdose of morphine. You didn't prescribe her anything else, did you?
That is a very serious allegation to level at a doctor, young man.
Ach
I am well
komm.
aware of what is prescribed under the Harrison Act, Detective. If you wish to make any other ridiculous accusations, I suggest you direct them to my attorney.
We often find the more obstructive people tend to be, Dr. Stoneman, the more they have to hide.
Ich gucke mich mal trotzdem hier um, ja?
It doesn't appear to be connected. Circumstantial.
Ja, okay. Ja, das war ja mal eine richtig gute Unterhaltung, würde ich behaupten. Ja, Tassen bringen uns auch nicht weiter. Scheiße, ey.
If you don't mind, I have patients to see too.
Hurts to walk, hurts to sit down, and now I got police riding me like I'm a criminal. Get lost.
Ja, das hat also nichts gebracht, zum Doktor zu fahren. Ich bin nämlich, keine Ahnung, hätte ich dem glauben sollen? Was hätte ich als Vorwurf bringen? Ich habe keine Ahnung.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Also auf mich wirkte er betroffen, ehrlich gesagt, aber... Ja. Dann zum Bekleidungsgeschäft. Vielleicht funktioniert es da ja besser. Und vielleicht finden wir auf dem Weg noch irgendwas. Nein, es ist einfach alles so krass miteinander vernetzt hier.
Have you noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat. I hope you got some money saved up.
Bekleidungsgeschäft, das Scene.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
LAPD, ma'am.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Ja, habe ich ja jetzt nichts.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you.
Okay.
How
Weird.
did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiance, Henry Arnett.
Ja gut, ne? Ist wieder jetzt eine neue wichtige Person, das heißt, sie kann gar nicht lügen. Danke, Spiel.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
Ne, die weiß wirklich nichts.
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Ja, ich gehe mal telefonieren, Roy.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Leichenschauhaus erkunden. Klingt nach einer ganz komischen Aufgabe, aber machen wir. Machen wir natürlich.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Ja gut, aber die hat jetzt halt zweimal einfach wirklich komplett die Wahrheit gesagt. Da war jetzt kein bisschen Zweifel dran bei mir. Muss ich ganz ehrlich zugeben. Sie ist mit dem Blick nicht abgewichen. Sie hat nicht irgendwie komisch beim Reden zur Seite geguckt oder sonstiges. Also... So, jetzt mal ganz kurz. Was stehen hier für Zeiten? Okay, 5:30 Uhr bis 8:30 Uhr. Das sah nämlich in der Zwischensequenz gerade aus wie eine 39 und dann, das macht jetzt gar keinen Sinn. Entschuldigung.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Puh. Ja gut, die kennen wir jetzt ja schon.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine.
Okay.
Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mel. Thanks for the lead.
Okay, ja gut. Einfach auf der anderen Seite rein, ne? Und dann Interview 2. Wo ist denn Interview 2? Nehmen wir doch einfach direkt den hier.
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
Verlobter von Heather Swanson und Freund von Julia Randall.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
Auch das würde ich ihm jetzt so glauben. Ich gucke trotzdem noch mal ganz kurz, was wir für Hinweise haben. Okay, ne, glaube ich ihm auf jeden Fall. Ach komm.
Close. We were friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Ja, jetzt aber.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Das ist doch...
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
Ist das ätzend.
That's right.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my sack.
Aha. Bekleidungszentrum, Santa Monica Boulevard. Okay.
You're some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. The Fighting Sixth.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
That will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
Cole beschäftigt hier das halbe Revier. Finde ich gut.
He's in that car at the lights.
Mhm. Kaum zu übersehen. Oh.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Der fährt aber sehr rasant auf jeden Fall, der gute... Meine Güte, Hilfe.
God damn it, everyone's looking at us, Cole.
Ja, ist ja in Ordnung. Was soll ich denn machen?
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Ich sag noch, das sieht... Der Wagen ist kaum zu verwechseln und dann verpasse ich ihn zweimal. Naja, so, wir bleiben auf jeden Fall ein bisschen weiter hinten jetzt. Ich bremse ein bisschen runter.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Aber auch schön, ne? Annette ist ein Amateur. Ja, deswegen hat er mich auch zweimal belügen können. Und hier haben wir doch die Dame verfolgt. Genau an der Stelle. Wir sind da nur rechts abgebogen.
Now would be a bad time to forget how to drive.
Jetzt kann er gerade nicht rüber. Toll. Herrlich.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Okay, er fährt durch. Wir nutzen einen, hinter den wir uns setzen können. Wollte ich gerade noch sagen. Aber wir sind da.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Sag mir doch nicht, ich bin weit weg. Ich sehe den doch noch perfekt. Angeblich bin ich zu weit weg. So, jetzt. Oh. Ach komm, ey. Der dreht sich nicht einmal um, aber dann, wenn er genau mitten auf der Straße steht. Das sind auch mal die Momente, wo ich mich umdrehe einfach. Vielleicht bleiben wir bei uns auf der Straßenseite. Vielleicht gehen wir gar nicht erst rüber.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. I gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Ich habe so das Gefühl, wir kriegen nur die eine Möglichkeit, diesen Wagen zu fahren. Kann ich bei dir... Okay. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Alter. Wir müssen näher ran. Ja, und dann ist aber direkt wieder zu nah und er dreht sich um. Ich hasse das. Autoverfolgung macht viel mehr, also ist viel, viel besser.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him. See how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Vor allem, wenn er halt auch direkt schon so anfängt, ne? Und das Ding ist, ich sehe ihn ja noch auf der anderen Straßenseite. Das heißt, ich kann ihn ja eigentlich nicht verlieren. Aber er blinkt halt die ganze Zeit, weil ich zu weit weg bin.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Ja, jetzt nicht. Ich kann mich jetzt nicht bewegen. Jetzt. Alter. Nee, komm, das geht mir auf den Sack. Wenn zwischen nicht entdeckt werden und entdeckt werden einfach eine Fußlänge liegt, so, nee.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
One day from now? Sagt man nicht einfach tomorrow?
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
My God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Okay. Beverly. Stand auch nicht Henry drauf, ne? Also.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, go to Hollywood Station. Homicide detectives Bukowski and Galloway have information relating to the Randall case.
Roger, KGPL. 11K, en route.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Car 11 King, go ahead.
R&I reports the last arresting officer for DOA Jimmy LeBlanc was Patrolman Fred Wallace, who's working a shift on Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Car 11K, en route.
Okay.
A one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus 2 dames always equals problems.
Ich dachte, wir müssten nochmal telefonieren,
Look where you're
aber...
going!
Wurde ja alles durchgesagt. Okay. Ja, also das mit der Verfolgung gerade, das... Keine Ahnung. Er ist auf der anderen Straßenseite. Oh, ich bin zu weit weg. Ja, dann rennst du über die Straße. Du wurdest entdeckt. So, verstehe ich nicht so 100%. Ist wahrscheinlich auch so eine Beschattungsaktion, für die es eine Trophäe gibt. Wo ich dann schon verstehen kann, dass es halt ein bisschen schwieriger wird, aber... Keine Ahnung.
Come on, let's give him a hand.
Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Dürfen wir die erschießen? Hier haben wir doch auch schon Leute verfolgt.
Weapons on the ground, now! Your move, mister. Come get me. As soon as he pokes his head out, we'll step on him. Find some cover! Keep moving.
Komplette Rambo-Aktion jetzt.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. I nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
Ja, warum macht der Typ das denn auch alleine? Oder war das damals noch nicht so, dass Polizisten immer zu zweit
You're
unterwegs sein
suggesting
müssen?
LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Wohl im allerersten Fall mit dem Mord oder vor dem Bekleidungsgeschäft. Da war Cole ja auch allein auf Streife, ne? Von daher, na okay. Ach komm. Das hat gerade so gut funktioniert. Jetzt aber. Hier sind wir. Hollywood Polizeirevier. 18:32 Uhr.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where Arnett comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of it.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan,
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
16 dabei. Zigaretten? Hat er gerade Zigaretten gesagt? Ich war jetzt gerade aufs Datum fixiert. Schwarzer Saphirring. Moment, da.
Julia Randall's ring. It's here.
Beverly. Goldene Medaille. Ach hier, Zigaretten.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
Ging noch irgendwas an Beverly? Crawford, Gatsby, Page, Murphy, Baldwin, Johnson, Young, Woodsire, Jackson, Gornowitz, keine Ahnung.
Even the engagement ring was purloined.
Oh.
Arnett is a cad.
Ich nehme jetzt einfach mal alles mit. Die Pillen.
Seems Julia wasn't the first bored society girl to hide her bennies in that pillbox.
Okay. Okay, dann müssen wir jetzt zu der guten Dame. Oder was? Yes.
What the heck is that? He says, woo woo, he says. Is that the language?
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes. You're a Booneroo case man, Phelps. One of the best I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Danke.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
Das nehme ich jetzt aber auch persönlich.
A hopped up model, a cat and a circus freak.
Scheinbar sagt man nicht
Only in
danke.
LA.
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say Finbar.
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.
Ask for it at your neighborhood fountain. Or pick up some at your local grocers in the easy take-home
Wieso ist denn das jetzt auf einmal wieder so weit weg?
It's the quality drink that's as refreshing
Beverly, warum wohnst du so weit
the king of refreshment
draußen?
for that anytime thirst. The thirst of a king can be quenched for just a nickel. With Cola King.
Cola King. Okay, weißt du was? Weißt du was, Roy? Du fährst.
You're behind the wheel.
Komischer Moment mitten auf der Kreuzung, gebe ich zu. Aber ich möchte das jetzt gerne so haben. Und darum machen wir das auch so.
Nice house.
Oh ja.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
Natürlich.
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
So. Oh Gott, oh Gott, oh Gott. Nicht, dass sie mir hier umfallen, wenn ich sie befrage.
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, Detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
So viel? Ich bin verwirrt. Haha, es war nicht so viel wert.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? My daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
That terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what you've recovered.
Ich bin verwirrt. Ich würde gerne jetzt böser Cop sein, weil ihre Aussage einfach kompletter Schwachsinn ist. Aber guter Cop, weil sie sehr straight guckt. Ich mach mal guter Cop.
Were you in the house when the burglary took place?
Good heavens, no. I was at a social function held by a Dr. Harold Stoneman and his lovely wife. I returned home and all of my things were missing.
That's about it for now, Mrs. Eavestrom. The department will get in touch and let you know how you can recover your valuables.
You've only mentioned a few of the items that have been stolen, Detective. What else has been recovered?
You see, Phelps? That's why you get the drinks in early.
Hello, Mother. Hello, detectives. What is going on?
We'd like to ask exactly the same question.
You have met my daughter?
This morning at work. Oh, mother and father divorced. I took my father's name.
The detectives recovered some of the things that were stolen, darling.
Well, what did you find?
A sapphire ring on the corpse of Julia Randall.
What are you talking about?
Your engagement ring, Miss Swanson. Would you be surprised to know that it was part of the proceeds of a burglary?
That's an outrageous allegation.
Yes, it is. I suggest we go straight to Henry Arnett's place and sort this mess out.
Okay, das machen wir vielleicht aber in der nächsten Folge. Wir haben ein... Oh Gott, jetzt muss ich mich aber auch benehmen, ne? Ich markiere schon mal Arnett's Apartment. Jetzt dürfen wir bloß keine Fälle annehmen. Also keine Schwerverbrechen, keine Straßenverbrechen. Ja, dann werden wir mal uns in der nächsten Folge darum kümmern, dass die gute Dame zu ihrem Verlobten kommt. Sehr irritierend auf jeden Fall. Vielleicht hat sie sogar was mit der Sache zu tun. Ich bin sehr gespannt. Ich hoffe, ihr schaltet beim nächsten Mal wieder ein. Bis dahin und ciao.